to get clear of the city. We'll stand a better chance of survival.
Yo, what's up guys, it's CJ here, back with another Back 4 Blood build. This one I've called the 007 build, however it can also be named something like Versatility or you know, randomness, etc, etc, etc. Essentially this build is just versatility incarnate, so it's being able to pick up pretty much any weapon as you go and be able to use that to kill the ridden and not have to worry about, you know, specializing into LMGs, or do I get a shotgun that's really good this round, or do I get a sniper rifle that's really OP or whatever. It should be good enough to deal with any kind of weapon that the game will throw at you. The other things to point out, of course, is the infinite ammo for your secondary weapon, the reload ability when you are switching to your secondary weapon, etc, etc. So it does kind of give you an all-around versatile makeup. And yeah, the 007 build was supposed to be kind of like a bit more of a spy class build, so primarily in pistols, but upon further delve into it, there's just not enough cards to really buff the secondary weapons into the above and beyond. So we've ended up pulling this into kind of a versatility and running it with Prophet Dan, because he starts with the most powerful secondary weapon in the game, which is the Desert Eagle. So guys, what we do, let's go into the build. Now first off, I would recommend that this build is primarily for veteran difficulty, or maybe even the one above veteran, but I would not recommend it for no hope difficulty, and the only reason for that is because in no hope difficulty you will struggle to stay alive. This build doesn't favor damage resistance. You do have some, but it's not huge, and you also do have some versatility in regards to healing yourself, but again, those kinds of things are best left to the medic, and honestly you don't have enough healing efficiency to make it warranted anyway. But guys, without further ado, let's get into the build. Okay, so to kick this build off, we have the first card being Admin Reload, then Ammo Stash, then Durable, then Cold Brew Coffee, and the final card of the first set is EMT Bag. Now Admin Reload, you will have seen this for the Bullet Hose build if you did manage to watch that build. What that means is when you stow your weapons, so if you hit your quick swap button, which by default is X, and that will swap between your primary and secondary weapons, when you do that, it will in fact reload your gun automatically. Then we have Ammo Stash. Now this is going to give our secondary weapon unlimited ammo. Just one thing to be aware of though, it's going to mean that your secondary weapon reloads 20% slower. So getting a reload speed attachment could be worth just to kind of mitigate that. Then we have Durable, one of my favorite cards for defense, which is 15% trauma resistance, 10 health, and 20% fire resistance. Cold Brew Coffee, which is reload speed, aim speed, weapon swap speed, and use speed. So all of the speeds that we could really want. And then EMT bag, this is healing efficiency. This is primarily because I play the game alone usually, so if I'm offline, I do like to have that little bit of extra healing with this build, just to make sure that I survive when the hordes do kind of get onto me. Then, kicking off the second set of 5 cards is Front Sight Focus, then Energy Drink, High Vis Sights, Ridden Slayer, and finally Breakout. So the first one is Front Sight Focus. That's 20% accuracy, 10% weak spot damage, 15% aim speed, and 15% recoil control. That's just going to make sure that your bullets do actually go where you're aiming. Then we got Energy Drink, which is 15% stamina, 25% weapon swap speed, which reinforces the ability to swap and reload autonomously rather than having to do the animation yourself. Then 15% move speed while you're firing, which means obviously when you're firing and you're moving about trying to strafe, etc., that's going to mean that the Ridden have a harder time keeping up with you. And then also 10% slow resistance, which is really great for if you do get hit. It does mean that you can still try and escape those kind of group, kind of dog piles that they tried to do on you with the Ridden coming from every angle. Then we have High Vis Sights. So High Vis Sights is 30% aim speed, 15% move speed while ADS'd, and 15% move speed while firing. This is really effective for keeping that mobility pretty high, even when you're aiming down sights. Ridden Slayer, this is a pretty simple one. It's just 20% weak spot damage, so you do that extra damage to the Ridden when they are coming at you. Manage to hit the weak spot, you are going to deal a good chunk of extra damage. Then we have final card Breakout. Again, this is one that, because I play alone a lot of the time, so holding E is going to break yourself free from any kind of grapples. Really useful if you're trying to get out of the Hag or Bruiser, etc. The final 5 cards, the first card here is Shredder, then Ammo Pouch, Silver Bullets, Large Caliber Rounds, and then Lucky Pennies. Now this one, this kind of final 5 set is really easy to understand. It's just damage, and a bit of copper. So the first card, Shredder, is going to cause a stacking 15% increased damage to anything you attack, which is really handy for taking down the Breaker, the Ogre, etc. The Ammo Pouch, which is 25% ammo capacity and 2.5% bullet damage, which gives you more damage overall. Then Silver Bullets, which is 10% bullet damage, 15% effective bullet range for those long range shots. So then we have Large Caliber Rounds, which is 7.5% bullet damage and 200% bullet penetration. This is going to stack with the other bullet damage cards to give you a 20% increase of bullet damage on the whole for every bullet you fire. And then lastly, Lucky Pennies. So whenever your team or you loots copper, you're going to have a 35% chance to find an extra 100% additional copper, which is really good. So that's the makeup of this build. Now again, as I said, this build is something that's just really versatile. So you could use an AR to begin with, and then midway through you find a shotgun that looks really cool and you decide to use that instead. It doesn't have any real weapon requirements to it. You could use pretty much any weapon and still get decent damage out of it. And because it's so versatile, it can literally be used with every cleaner. I've run it so far with Heng, Prophet Dan, Holly, Doc, Carly, and Evangelo. And honestly, it works with all of them. The one that I prefer to run it with is Prophet Dan. The only reason I prefer to run it with Prophet Dan is just purely because he starts with the Desert Eagle, which is the hardest hitting secondary weapon in the game, and the fact that we have infinite ammo for that secondary weapon makes it super effective. So to go over the Prophet Dan passives as well, so we get 3 team damage resistance and knockback immunity while reviving, which can be really handy to either keep your bots alive or keep your friends alive too. Also, one thing to note with Prophet Dan is he gets kind of like a buff whenever a cleaner is incapacitated, and upon reviving a cleaner, some really strange things happen. Now this can be anything from pipe bombs being thrown out to flash bombs to smoke to gaining extra lives, etc. So there's lots of different effects that can happen from Prophet Dan reviving someone and getting revived himself. Now I know this video is a bit of a shorter one, but we do have some more content coming up for Back 4 Blood. I'm currently working on the attachments video for melee and bows, and I have also got a melee rework that is coming out early next week. This melee rework is insane. Like, it's honestly, it takes into account the new melee attachments, and honestly the healing and like the whole of it combined is just, it's ridiculous what you can achieve with it. So I hope you guys look forward to that. This is me signing off for this week, and I will get that melee video done and uploaded as soon as. Guys, I just want to say a massive thank you for the love and support that I'm seeing on YouTube. Again, with regards to comments on videos, etc., please feel free to let me know what you think. I know some people will find that certain comments will kind of be a little bit triggering, or maybe they think that they will come across as rude in certain circumstances. I don't take it to heart. At the end of the day, the builds that I put onto YouTube are ones that I have made myself, played myself, and had fun with, and that's all this is just to help you guys have fun. It doesn't matter whether you use the builds in any of the builds that I've done. It doesn't matter whether you use it on no hope difficulty or a lesser difficulty. It really doesn't matter. It's completely up to you which difficulty you run it on. I run no hope because I'm just so used to running it now that I know what I need to do, and that's kind of my standard difficulty now. But you can run any of the builds on any difficulty. You don't need to run it on no hope. There's no need to do that. So anyway, either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I know it's a faster video than normal, and yeah, I will see you in the next one, which will be the melee rebuild. So look forward to that, and I will see you guys on next week. Yeah. Also, guys, just to point out, I do live stream regularly on Twitch TV. Right now, we're gonna be doing a 7 Days to Die playthrough where chat has Twitch integration turned on. So that means that you can spawn zombies on me, and you can, mess with my screen and things like that. So if that sounds interesting to you, head over to my Twitch. The link is right here, and it's in the description of the video. Come say hi, tell me you're from YouTube, so I can shout you out for coming over and being an absolute god tier person. Guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace out for now.